So now we're at Station B. Forgive me in advance, there was like 30 minutes worth of cutscene that I cut out between the end of the last video and the beginning of this one. Uh, Mainly because I wanted to focus on, well, getting through the sections, and I didn't feel like sitting through 20 minutes of cutscenes to go and give it an attempt at a section. So we're gonna need the bolt cutters, and then you can stash all your other ammo away. And if you have extra carbine ammo, I would bring it with you. 2 crates there. Luckily, I got a pyre. Station B's not difficult, and not as bad as far as enemies go compared to the hospital. It just requires very specific shot setups in order to get through without getting hit. So no enemies here. There won't be. Energy and file there. And yes, we're putting the power on again. So we have a new attachment that allows us to make these shock charges to power up generators. Couple energies there. Go through the door, take a left. We have an energy and a chemical on the shelf. There's an enemy that shows up, but it's not a natural enemy fight, just there to scare you. Putting the shocks down. Right, so once you get the power on, we can flip the switch. And then get your shotgun ready. So we're gonna run in. And then we're gonna run out. And we're gonna bait in this orphan here. His weak point is his leg and his arm. More than likely, you're gonna use a shotgun shell, and then if you have the passive that increases your melee attacks, great. I didn't. I think he was already dead here, and he was just managed to put himself in a spot he wasn't supposed to be in. And then stop right before you get to the third garage. Don't go any further because there's a wall orphan that'll grab you. Get the javelin ready, light him up, and then there's the wall orphan I was talking about. Just wait until the light turns green on your gun so you can make sure that you have him in your sights. Once you grab the game console, we're actually gonna head back to where we just was, so we can use the bolt cutters for our core. Yeah, I would say all the attempts for me to get through this no hit, I would say 99% of the time that I got hit was because it was my fault. As far as what to craft, so I would make sure that before proceeding any further that you have at least a full stack of shotgun shells in reserve. If you don't, focus on crafting those. If you already do, great. Then I would just focus on crafting handgun ammo, pyre mines. Don't worry about carbine ammo. We're gonna get a lot of it, and we're gonna end the section with plenty. Which is good, because the shotgun is actually gonna end up falling off in use for the boss fight once we hit Church Abbey. So once you break that box, Spore Orphan's gonna spawn out of that. And then there's another Spore right here. Go ahead and start laying the charges down. Once you get to about right there, you want to blow up that orange gas can. Once you burn the biomass, we're going to have a Spore Orphan spawn in. After you shoot him, go ahead and line it up on the wall. And don't connect it all the way to the generator just yet. You want to grab this loot. And we're going to want to get the shotgun ready because we have another orphan that's going to try to run up on us. To the left, there's a big orphan that's uh, behind a steel barrier. We'll get to him at the end of the section. If you want to get to him early, all you gotta do is just shoot him in the head. He'll break down the gate and you can kill him. But we're gonna take care of that at the very end. So there's 3 orphans in here. I like to kill these guys now, so when we come back for the Arbalist, we don't have to deal with them. So I'm gonna shotgun him. Pull out the rifle. Wait. I'm gonna light him up. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Shoot him a couple times. Finish him off with a handgun. And before we hit the save room, through the shutters, we're gonna grab an energy. Still keep the bolt cutters on you. There is another path we can take, so we can get a cat and a bunch of other loot. Make sure that you leave with at least 1 pyromine. You're gonna need it. Here, I'm just stashing away the cores I picked up. And I'm bringing a stock of shotgun shells, more so I can keep track of how many I have. I would say bring 1 or 2 extra, just to make sure you can get through this part. Right, so once you get over here, we're gonna have another orphan burst through this door. Remember, don't go too far. Usually takes 1 fully charged shotgun shell and 1 handgun bullet to take them out. Once you do that, we have some chemicals and energy in that room. To the right, there was actually a couple of energies that I didn't grab. But I mean, they're only 50 apiece, it's not that big of a deal. I was trying to line up my shot because there's a wall orphan behind those boxes. I couldn't get him. Shotgun him, take him out. There's one wall orphan in particular, this one here. It's a real prick. Basically, you want to try to shoot him in the hand. I had a tough time trying to do so on this attempt. For others, it was pretty easy. The game does a weird thing. Once you get past a certain point right there, you can't hit him for some reason. And to like get like a full view of his body would put you in position to get grabbed from him. So obviously that's a no-go. There's a spore exactly to the right of us. What I should have done is I should have went and baited the spore to pop first and then went at this guy. But I had some extra handgun rounds, so I just went for it, and I saw that the other wall orphan we just killed dropped some for me. Yeah, it's real finicky, but you want to shoot that hand. I would not recommend trying to go and melee these two because they're in a position where they're like exactly in the corner of the wall and they can easily grab you. 1 more spore here, if it would pop. Just making sure I popped all the spores there to grab the chemical. And there's my handgun ammo back. Spore there. After you wait for that one to pop, there's another spore that we can pop. And there's another wall orphan straight ahead. We're gonna beat him up. So after you beat him up, like he owes you money, go ahead and grab the energy, and then there's a crate we can break. And then another spore that we can explode. After you grab the fan heater, another spore orphan's gonna spawn in. Go ahead and pop him. Have the shotgun reloaded for this next part. We have a big orphan to take care of with a very specific shot setup. Exactly to the left, there's a room with some loot. Go to that first and grab that. Those shotgun shells and carbine ammo is static. They're always there. Keep those red canisters. We're gonna need those for later. So throw that about in the middle of the room. Should take 2 fully charged shotgun shells and 1 uncharged to take them out. After that, we have the energy slate. That's an item we could sell. It's not an actual, like, item that we use. I thought it was when I first picked it up. And before we go any further, I'm just making sure that I still have those barrels there, because we're going to need those. So go ahead and pull the carbine out. Poke him in the ass. And then we're going to run into this corner here. And we're just going to wait. I could have used a pyromine here, but honestly, I feel like it was a waste because he only takes one shotgun shell to take out anyway, if that canister is still there. But if you blew that canister up by accident and you have an extra pyromine, then I would definitely recommend that you use it if that was the case. He burst through the door early this time. I just adjusted. Yeah, sometimes he'll burst through the door early, other times he'll burst through the door really late. I know if you hug the wall on that one, he won't spawn in until you're right at the door. So, I guess being in the middle of that room makes him spawn in a little bit early. Take him out. Traveler ND4335 will tell you about how he's made in this. How he'd rather be getting laid than shooting monsters. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be shooting monsters than getting laid. So, after you turn the power back on, we're going to go through this room here. Straight ahead, on these shelves, there's a chemical. Go in this room. This time I got torch fuel and carbine ammo. Though it was weird, because every other time I broke those boxes, I always would get carbine ammo and shotgun shells. So I feel like one of those crates is static for carbine, the other is random. Break the boards.
This is no place for a cat. See you at base. Take care. And don't fight over food.
I was overburdened with stuff in my inventory, so I went to go sell a couple things before I grabbed the rest of the stuff in that room. So that's the bolt cutters, so you're not going to need them anymore. I don't know why sometimes I call them crowbars by accident. Bunch of ammo here. Shotgun shells. And energy there. You're going to want at least one inventory slot open because you're going to use that key. So you can pick up the arbalist and one arbalist round. So the arbalist is exactly what it says it is. It's the big nuke cannon of the game. We're not going to use it now. We're just going to stash it away. I definitely highly recommend against using it now so early. I would just wait. There's another Passway Traveler here. This one has a passive that makes your movement speed faster while aiming. I didn't grab it on this save because I wasn't going for the trophy on this one, but it's there if you want it. I personally don't think it's very good. So after that, a few energies on the ground, and once you're done grabbing the arbalist round and the energies, you can leave that room. There's nothing in there. So we got one lockdown section before the boss fight. So we're just gonna gear up for this. You're gonna need, I would say, 4 pyromines, a stack of shotgun shells, a stack of handgun ammo, and then if you have it, a couple extra carbine bullets. If not, at least have the javelin fully loaded. So this is another one that requires specific shot setups in order to get done smoothly and consistently. Over here, I'm just crafting shotgun shells just to make sure that I have enough, because between this lockdown section and the actual boss fight, I run pretty low. Also, mind you, at this point in the game, I haven't really bought anything out of the buy station. So, I'll be able to get most of my inventory back after Station B. So go ahead and lay a mine there. And go ahead and lay a mine right there. And we're going to get as close as we can and shotgun him. Make sure he's dead, because if not, then you'll have to reset. Shoot him. The one in the back's going to try to merge, get rid of him. And then go ahead and get rid of him. And then we're going to have 3 spider orphans spawn in. Go ahead and tag that one with the carbine. Kill that one. The mines reduce them down to only 1 shot to get killed. I was trying to go for carbine shots on this one. I think I missed. And then you want to go back this way where I am. Lay down a mine, because there's some red barrels that will hurt you. Also, heal puke in whatever direction that he's facing in. Don't feel afraid to waste a mine on him just to get him out, because he's the biggest threat. So, before we proceed to the Station B Terror, we're just going to loot this room and then run back to the storage box so we can go ahead and pick up some more mines and have as much shotgun ammo as we can. If there's any barrels left in this room, most notably the ones that we just ran past, make sure you keep those there, because we're gonna have to run back through here again after we kill him for, I would say, the most annoying part out of the whole Station B. So, Station B Terra is basically Steelworks Terra, but with a lot less health, and he pukes up acid. What the game wants you to do is kind of similar to lure him towards barrels to stun him. We do use the barrels, but as you would imagine, we just stun lock the shit out of him, just like how we did the Steelworks Terror. Right, so you can put away the javelin, keep the handgun on you, have a couple extra handgun bullets, and make sure you got the shotgun, and I would say 2 or 3 shotgun shells is fine. We're gonna pick up some more in a moment from 2 crates that always drop them. Leave yourself a couple inventory slots open, because there is some loot after the fight that we're gonna want to grab. Almost forgot there was an energy there and a file. And then this room, we got a crate to break, and also we're gonna kill some wall orphans. They're sleeping, but once we get the power back on, they're gonna be awake, and just so I don't have to deal with them later, get rid of them now. There's 3 in total, by the way. There's the one we just killed, this one here, and then there's another one at the top of the stairs. Not him. It is this one. Just remember, in a little bit, when we come back here, it's left at the bottom of the stairs, and then after that, it's right after you go through the door. Remember that. You're gonna need that piece of information. Don't forget that. Those crates always drop shotgun shells no matter what. I think it's 8 or 9 in total it takes to take this guy out. I just submit that barrel for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't even use it. I never did use it. That one we're gonna need. That's a red one. That orange one's gonna be there for backup, but we're not gonna need it. So we're gonna lay a mine down right there. That's where he's gonna spawn in at. And then once that explodes, just go and run to his backside. And then plant another mine. And then it's all about just shooting the shotgun, throwing a mine, run to his backside. Rinse and repeat. Reload. Keep tagging his butt. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I use exactly 8 shotgun shells. I think. So after that, go ahead and lay down the shock charges so I can put the power back on. After that, we're gonna go and loot the room before we leave. So the game is going to give you a static pyromine, and there's a static torch fuel that we can pick up. Both of which we are going to use. So make sure you get those before you leave this room. So there's a pyromine. There's always shotgun shells in that crate. Heal there. And then one more crate in the back of the room. That seems to always be carbine ammo. And then the torch fuel. Right, so remember when we leave here, left at the bottom of the stairs, and then through the doors go right. For this part here, if you hesitate, you will get hit. And you'll probably get hit a lot. Because what's going to happen is a bunch of spore orphans are going to spawn in. And not the normal ones, no. It's the jumpy ones. Yeah, they really did a great job of saying, hey, good job again through Station B. Well, fuck you. Yeah, so we already killed these wall orphans. We don't have to deal with them. Once you get to the bottom of the stairs, spore orphans are going to spawn in. We're just going to haul ass and get the hell out of here. Again, running these specific lines will make it so you don't get hit. So we're going to take a hard right, lay down a mine, take a left, shoot him, and then watch out for the acid. And then after that, we're pretty much home free. A couple of spore orphans will spawn in that room right there, but we don't have any reason to go back there. Here I would keep the torch fuel as a backup, because I've had some weird moments where this guy, even hitting him with the mine, just refuses to take hit stun. I don't know if it was because I might have laid down the mine too early. So I just keep a torch fuel on me as backup, so I can get some iframes in case I'm about to get hit. But this is the big orphan I was talking about earlier that we skipped past. I just wanted to make sure that we get through this section with as much ammo as possible by the time we get to the boss fight, and then anything left over we'll use on this dude. So I had a bunch of extra handgun rounds. I decided to go to use more of those than the shotgun. Yeah, so once you get to here, he won't be aggro until you shoot him. Go ahead and pop him a couple times. And then he's gonna burst through that gate. I was trying to uncharge, but somehow I shot instead. Here I use the torch fuel just to give me iframes. I saw he was winding up, and if I had to try to run away, I definitely would have got hit. After that, we have a crate we can break. Pick the mine back up if you shot one and it whiffed, and go and grab the fan heater. After that, we're gonna take the tram. over to Sector A 45, I believe. Oh, there's a mill scraps at the end of that tram. So in between, there's gonna be a little bit of a time difference in saves. Reason being is because I had my first initial save at the end of this video, and then I made another save after I went ahead and bought a bunch of shit off the buy station so I can restock on shotgun shells and pyres. At this point, after you reach the next save point, you will have access to the next tier of upgrades.
Arrived in sector A25.
And I highly recommend getting the pistol maxed out on firepower if you haven't already. And then finally, we're going to upgrade the firepower on the javelin and capacity on the javelin as well, as long as with stability +1. Yeah, overall, everything there I feel like was pretty consistent. I went through it quite a few times just to make sure everything works, and I feel like it does.
Presence. The voice. I can't categorize it or assess its origin. I decided to classify it as hostile. Such is our calling.